us an indication of the jobs available in each state department. We have some early successes in agriculture, as I've mentioned, in irrigation, in the dams, as the Senator has mentioned, in offering security services in our buildings. Really very promising and a very exciting time for our youth. So the policy that we are working on, in conjunction with putting up the framework for affirmative action along the lines of AGPO, is going to go a long way in ensuring that through the National Youth Service, we are able to absorb many more young people, impart them with the right skills, give them some meaningful work, and ultimately release them to the market in a way that they can be able to be more employable, or even to create some entrepreneurs out of them, so that they can also employ other young people. Honorable Speaker, on the question of the upward mobility for the National Youth Service, because this is a very pertinent issue. Honorable Speaker, we are working on mobility in several ways. One, already, you remember there was an instance where the Kenya Defense Forces ring-fenced 300 positions to be filled up by graduates or from the National Youth Service, and 10,000 of them turned up for the interview. We require now to bring in police and KDF to maintain security. That was a pointer of some, the situation as it is, and what we are doing now, we are sensitizing people from a security sector to use the National Youth Service as a career progression when they are recruiting. We have had early successes on that. Subject to availability of budget, the National Police Service is going to recruit a cadre of 3,000 policemen and women coming exclusively from the recruits coming from the National Youth Service. The Kenya Wildlife Service has already approved within its board, upon our request, to recruit in the next 2 months 1,500 servicemen and women for the Kenya Wildlife Service, who will be recruited exclusively from the National Youth Service. We are also working to expand our Huduma centers, which also fall within my ministry, from the current 53 to a minimum of 1,000, and each of them providing a minimum of 5 jobs for the young people of this country, so that also that becomes another breeding ground for youths who are better for the future. So in a nutshell, Honorable Speaker, we are now using the outreach and sensitization method as we work on a policy and ultimately into a law that is going to actually ensure that we give some quota mandatory to the National Youth Service as we create upward mobility for our young people. Mr. Speaker, let me finish by mentioning that Kenya School of Government, which is also within my ministry, we are working with them to ensure that we create some higher qualification for young people who excel within the National Youth Service, to be able to be trained by Kenya School of Government, so that they can now also join the mainstream civil service, and we give them the first right of refusal or acceptance, because everybody in this country deserves a chance. I submit, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, CS. Honorable Mariam Sheikh Omar.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker, sir. Mine is on recruitment, CS. Recruitment of National Youth Service. I realize marginalized counties, specifically Northern Kenya, the numbers is 0%. 2% or 1%. Is there a criteria on is there criteria you are using so that we be equal to 47 counties? Thank you.
CS.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I appreciate the question from the Honorable Senator. The policy and framework of recruitment is based on the location level. So you will never find a location in this country where you don't have somebody getting an opportunity from the National Youth Service. What there is that some areas, they don't want to join the National Youth Service. My advice to them is National Youth Service is now the gateway for you to join our discipline forces, to join our public service, and if I have my way, and supported by this parliament, I'll even make it mandatory for anybody working in the public service to first of all go through the National Youth Service and Kenya School of Government. So I'm happy to get any details of any particular location in this country which has never had any opportunity. And should that come to my attention, that is not a matter of policy. It is either the youth did not turn up to register to join the National Youth Service, and if it is for any other denial of that opportunity, I commit to this House to do thorough investigation and to take the remedial action. I submit, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable CS. Senator Cherargei Samson.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. From the onset, I want to congratulate Cabinet Secretary for Public Service Performance and Delivery Management for being appointed to this docket, CS Moses Kuria. Mine is just is to find out from the CS emanating from this question. In case, because I've seen his response, in case he will gazette which criteria, and I've seen the parameters. Mr. Speaker, you are aware we normally use a Commission of Revenue Allocation formula, and even we pass conditional and additional funds to marginalized wards. For example, here in Kiambu, in Deia, in Kiambu County, should be benefiting from that additional funds, for example. In Nandi, a place like Terik Ward, Chepterway Ward, although in Kapchorwa, Soba Songa, and Chemelil Chemas Ward benefits, but Kapsimatu Ward does not benefit. To many people, Nandi County might look that it's a land of honey and milk. So what strategies as the CS, and how long will it take, Mr. Speaker, to classify and ensure all civil servants, including teachers and other government employees, are able to be given hardship allowance, Mr. Speaker, so that they benefit from this process, and also ensure, Mr. Speaker, that they work together, because Senate is a protector of devolution, with the CRA formula, Mr. Speaker. And Mr. Speaker, the issue of NYS, finally, I had the CS, because it's one.
Cherargei, you know
it's,
you have
it's
only one supplementary.
It's one question. It's joined. I'm just finishing it up.
No way.
It's joined.
Hardship allowance can be equated again to NYS.
I'm developing so that I find out, so that from the CS,
they are not
maybe, Mr. Speaker, in quick succession, with your indulgence, is that the CS had promised the nation that he is negotiating with National Police and KDF to ensure that the NYS recruit who undergo parliamentary training service to be given priority in recruitment. Mr. Speaker, can he give a commitment that he has going into the future of side recruitment? I thank you, Mr. Speaker, for the indulgence.
Honorable CS.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I want to appreciate the question from the Senator for Nandi. The question is very pertinent because indeed some of the places that he has mentioned, like Karai Ward and Deia Ward, locations within Kiambu County, and in fact Terik location within Nandi County are in the draft proposal to be included, that is currently undergoing cabinet approval. Mr. Speaker, the good thing is that this draft already has undergone through public participation. So there was comprehensive public participation, to be able to get the views of the public. And I also want to fully support what Senator Fernandez has said, that, and I had mentioned it in my opening answer, about the need to harmonize all these formulas. I have a formula because of something called hardship allowance. Somebody else has something called for enhanced allowance. That is the Teacher Service Commission. CRA has got another definition for another purpose. Somebody else has got a definition because of the equalization fund. Somebody else has it because of drought mitigation. So I agree, and I'm going to work with my colleagues within the executive so that you can have one definition that is coherent across all uses, so that you don't have people defining hardship, for their own expediency. In regards to the discussions we're having with the Kenya Defence Force, National Police Service, and other discipline forces, KWS, Kenya Forestry Service, indeed now this has been embraced by all these formations under the leadership of His Excellency the President, that